FT Declassified Podcast, your favorite podcast for all things Washington Commanders. That's going to take some time to get used to saying, but we are here. Everybody listening to us on audio, as you know, you are my favorite platform. Shout out to you all. Everybody watching us on YouTube, glad to have you. Good to see us again, right, guys? Eric, how are you, man?
Man, I'm doing great.
Outstanding.
That might be a lie, but I'm going to fake it for tonight.
Fake it till you make it.
That's right.
Or till you break it. Brian, how's it going, man?
Great. We're in full off-season mode. Mock drafts and rumors, all kinds of things. I'm doing good.
Yes, this is, if you're a Washington fan, our favorite time of the year. Also, probably our most successful time of the year. Just because things don't go as well for us on the field as we like. But tonight we are going to talk free agents. No. Not the ones that we got to go out and get, the ones that we got to keep. Our free agents from last year, going into this season, who will no longer be with us if we do not re-sign them. We're going to kick it off, Eric, with Brandon Sheriff. Should we keep him? Talk to me about Brandon.
Brandon Sheriff will be a Bengal in 2022. If they have a half a brain, they're going to go throw the Brinks truck at that dude because Joe Burrow can't get killed like that anymore. They got to get all the offensive line help they can. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be back next year. I wouldn't re-sign him. I love him as a player. I'm glad for everything. I love everything that he's ever done here. But the price tag, his age, and his injury history, it's piling up. And I think that it's time for this football team to move on. I think he's got something left in the tank, but I don't think he's going to do full seasons anymore. And the amount of money that he's going to be commanding, let somebody else pay that. I think we've got depth behind him, and I think we can draft. I think it's time to, you're not going to replace him, but I think it's time to move on from Brandon Sheriff.
Yeah, he's a very good guard in this league, one of the better guards in this league, but the saga has just run its course. Let's move on. I agree with you. Brian, this might be a little bit of a softball, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Softball.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is a free agent. Where you going with this one?
He needs to go. He needs to go to wherever it is that he wants to go. If he wants to go to Buffalo, since he was there for that playoff game without a shirt on, acting as if he had no injuries at all, let him go there. It didn't work out here. He didn't look good in training camp. Got injured in the first game. It is what it is. That has run its course. We need to find our own guy, whoever that is, by a trade or draft. But no, there's no value in hanging on to him. It's just another recipe for 8 wins, 7 wins, 6 wins if he's here. Maybe a few more touchdowns, but it's not going to do anything for us. So move on.
I got to be honest with you. The no shirt in January in Buffalo thing, not that impressive. Did you see all that chest hair? He's fine.
Lots of time.
It was like a sweater.
He's my people. Yeah. It's like I've got the same. I'm good in the next ice age. I'm just like him. So it's not that impressive.
I tell you what, if you listen to our Ryan Fitzpatrick Declassified episode or our free agency episode from last year, both Eric and I said, what are we doing signing this guy? We don't need him back at all. Negative. All right. John Bostic is a free agent too. And I'll tell you what, when we drafted Jamin Davis, I was so happy because we were going to finally replace John Bostic. And then last year happened. So look, this is a no for me, but it's not as obvious as a no as it was going into last season, thinking about the future. John Bostic, well, if anything, he knew where to be. And man, did we find out how important that was this year, just playing with instincts. Even if he's not that great, he added a lot of value to the defense. Was it enough to get us over the hump? Absolutely not. But, hat off to John Bostic. I don't want to bring him back, but I do understand what he brought to this defense after having suffered through last season.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You got to replace him still, even though not with himself. But, yeah, you have to replace him because Jamin Davis ain't it.
Absolutely. Not in the middle.
Not in the middle.
Eric, Cam Sims. Talk to me.
Yeah, you need Cam Sims back. I don't see why you wouldn't bring him back. He's one of those bottom of the roster wide receivers that is a special teams guy. He knows the offense. He can mentor young guys. He can perform in a pinch. He's done it throughout his career. He's made some big catches. He's not going to be a superstar. He's not going to command top 5 receiver money. I don't see any reason not to bring him back. But if they don't bring him back, we'll move on. I think we'll be all right. But think he's a decent candidate to return. I would bring him back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you think about Cam Sims like this, like a lot of people are disappointed he's not a number 2 or he couldn't step up to be a number 2. If you think about Cam Sims like this as a 4th option, 5th option, is he better than the other team's 3rd corner, 4th corner, 5th corner? And I say yes, he absolutely is. And in that regard, him playing on all special teams, his run blocking, I think that's probably the value that he's got there. Is he going to ever be a number 2? No, but he's a glue guy, right? He's a guy you tell him to go run through the wall, he'll do it for you.
So here's the deal, and I want to agree with you, but the team doesn't use him. Even though he's moderately successful when he's in the game, they don't put him in the game. I don't understand that. So for his sake, I would hope we don't bring him back. I hope he has a better opportunity to try to be successful somewhere else, because what's the point of being here if you're going to be relatively talented but never on the field when it matters? So, and look, I was never a believer in Cam Sims. I just didn't see anything. But now I think I'm starting to understand that it's more the system and the coaching staff that are holding him back more than maybe it is his talent himself. Or maybe there's something in practice that they see that they don't like. But for some reason, that dude don't play. I don't get it. Brian, excuse me, Cornelius Lucas. What are you doing with our tackle here?
Oh, I'm bringing him back. I think he is one of the better swing tackles in the game right now. I mean, he can start for you and you not really kind of have an issue with him. He started, I think, the last 8 games of the 2020 season at left tackle. And I mean, we really didn't have any kind of issues with him. There weren't any kind of glaring mistakes or anything like that. This year, he filled in on the right side when Cosme went down. Again, we didn't really notice kind of a drop off. He is excellent. He's big. He's physical. Obviously, Matsko loves him because he trusts him to be that swing tackle. That is an important position to have that first guy up at the tackle position. Re-sign him, because if Cosme, I mean, we hope Cosme can stay healthy next year, but we don't know that judging by his rookie year. And Leno was pretty durable, but he is getting older. So there's potential there for him to possibly go down. And then who do you have? No name guys off the street. No, sign Cornelius Lucas. You've got to have a swing tackle that you can throw in there to start at a moment's notice. Sign him.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I don't like him as a starter, though, but as depth and a rotational guy to swing tackle, I'm all in for sure.
Replacement for Ty and Secchi.
Yes, absolutely. All right, JD McKissick, I'm going to take this one. This is an absolute yes. This is a must bring back, especially in Scott Turner's offense. When we signed him, I was like, meh. Now I see the vision. My eyes have been open. We need this guy. We need him. We need him big time in our run game and in our passing game. He is such a difference maker for us. So all in, bring back JD McKissick. Eric, are we bringing back Bobby McCain?
That's a tough one. He played a lot better towards the end of the year. So I really hated him at the start of the year because he was just constantly getting torched for the first at least half of the season, probably 2/3 of the season. He picked up his play towards the end of the year. He kind of figured out his role in the defense. So yes, at a reasonable offer, but if you can replace him. If you can't, then I have no problem bringing him back. I just would rather not him be the starting safety.
See, that's my only problem with Bobby McCain is I fear that this coaching staff views him as a starter. Yeah. And hey, as a depth guy, as a backup guy, I'm all for it. Sign him, bring him back. But as a starter, I don't want to see that again.
Yeah, and by the way, YouTube loves Bobby McCain. Brian put out a video about free agents we shouldn't bring back. Bobby McCain was one of them. Or you had said that Bobby McCain hadn't had a great year, and there were so many comments saying that Bobby McCain was not a bad player and that he absolutely had a good year. So if you're watching this and you're one of those folks, shout out to you, but we don't agree.
That was all Bobby McCain's family. That they commented all in the video.
I can see people thinking he's not a bad player, but to say he didn't have a bad year, I don't know what they were watching. He was really bad for the first 10 games. I mean, he was just constantly getting torched. So maybe it was, maybe we don't know football enough. some other people are smarter than we are. But
I mean, the two
like we're facing a lot of wide open guys.
Yeah, the 2 interceptions against Jake Fromm at the end of the year don't make up for all the stuff that he did at the beginning of the year. Like it's not enough.
Right. Absolutely. All right, stick with you, Brian. Adam Humphries.
Oh, move on from him. His contribution was minimal, if anything. He had a couple of nice third down catches throughout the year, but we drafted a guy in Dax Milne to be Adam Humphries, to be that prototypical slot corner, a guy who can get separation quickly to provide a quick open target for the quarterback. Use him. Play Dax Milne. Adam Humphries really, I think a lot of it was because he had a rapport with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick's not coming back. No need to have Humphries. Let's develop our young guys. It's a problem that through any coaching staff, we haven't really developed young guys. Get Dax Milne in there. Throw them the football. So move on from Humphries.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I'm with you. I like Milne. He's taking away opportunities from younger guys, especially if we're going to be just a marginal team like we were last year. What's the point of playing guys like Adam Humphries if it's not going to get you anywhere? So, if he's a difference maker between us contending and not contending, okay. But I don't know that we can guarantee that we're going to be there next year. So give the young guys a shot.
Yeah, I think Humphries will probably have better opportunities next year to go to a different team. I think he'll probably be better off leaving here too, because he didn't get the looks that he probably was expecting either. So I think it's a mutual parting of ways. Should be fine with that.
Absolutely. Danny Johnson. Okay. Backup corner, rotational corner. He came in at the end of the year and played pretty well for us, to be honest with you. I just wonder, because of his special teams prowess and what he showed at the end of the year, if he's not going to cost a little more than what you want to pay for a guy like Danny Johnson. Still, I'm going to bring him back. He's been with us. He's been in our development system. We don't have enough of those guys. So I want to keep those kind of guys in house and see what we have, see how far he can go. So I'm keeping Danny Johnson. Eric, Ricky Seals-Jones.
Ricky Seals-Jones. I will make him an offer and let him take it or leave it. He had some moments last year. He tended to make really hard catches look easy and really easy catches look hard. And with the way that what's his name? The young guy, John Bates emerged kind of at the end of the year, and with Logan Thomas coming back, I think Ricky Seals-Jones could have a spot on this team, but I don't think we need to break the bank to bring. I don't think he's a must-have. I think he's kind of like Humphries, where he probably played himself in maybe a better offer next year from another team that he can help. I think that he would just be taking snaps away from John Bates and whoever else we have, as a younger player. So I wouldn't have a problem bringing him back, but I could take him or leave him. So make him a 1-year offer, same as he got this year, and see if he takes it.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say make him an offer he can't refuse. And I was like, that's a little much.
An offer that he can absolutely refuse and let him refuse.
Plus, he has that injury concern when he got hurt against the Eagles, the last home game of the season. Brian, DeAndre Carter, our return specialist.
Absolutely sign him back just for his return ability, his return role. Like, he locked down punt return and kick return for us this year. I mean, I was happy with the production that he gave us. He did take, I think it was a kick return back for a touchdown. It was only one, but he took it back, and we haven't had, it's been a revolving door at the return position for us. So I think he fits. He likes it here. Sign him. I don't really think he gives us much in way of a receiver. I think he is, he's down there with Cam Sims in terms of a receiver, but mainly he is a good, solid returner. Sign him back.
Yeah, and I think with the health of Curtis Samuel and hopefully the development of Diami Brown, Carter's receiving opportunities are going to start to fade. They just are. Now, I will say, in the return game, he started off great. I was not overly excited by the end of the year with what he was giving us in the return game. He was better than what we've had recently, but that's not really the measuring stick. You know what I mean? So he was effective. I just didn't see enough explosive plays from him in the return game. But he was exciting enough for me to want to give him another year as an opportunity. So I would definitely bring him back as well.
He's not a liability as a returner. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Like, if he gives you an explosive play, that's a bonus. But if he doesn't, if he puts you in a position where you have the ball and he's not a liability, then that's good enough for me.
Yeah. The only thing that would stop me from that is if Dax Milne shows something in the return game in preseason or something like that, and in the off season to where I feel like,
you guys really like Dax Milne.
More than we should.
I don't know what y'all were watching last year. I'm sure he's fine. Maybe he'll be better, but he's struggled.
Yeah. So. It's Ashburn syndrome. This is our guy. This is our Lake Cease junk, man. Let us have this.
Okay.
Eric, I'm gonna give you Kyle Allen. He's a restricted free agent.
Nah. I think he'll be back just because he's a restricted free agent. I don't see anybody trading for him. So I think we make him an offer and he comes back as like the number 3 quarterback, or he's going to compete for the backup job. But yeah, if he was an unrestricted free agent, I would not bring him back. He's restricted, so he'll probably end up here anyway. So sure.
Do you think even he would even come back to be like the third guy? Like, he's got to know, just like Heineke, we're going to get somebody else, right? Whether it's draft or vet. Like,
who else is going to make him an offer? Like, who's going to try to pry him away from us? So, I think he would come back because I don't think he's going to have a lot of options. I could be wrong. He could go, be a backup in Minnesota or Miami or something like that. I have no idea.
That's what I was getting at. Like, I'm sure it's better to probably be a number 2 than a number 3. But I was just curious because I can't imagine he thought this year he was going to be the third guy or anything like that. So
yeah, we'll just see if anybody's beating on the door. Like, if somebody wants to offer a trade, I'll take whatever they're giving us because he's not going to be here the next year, so might as well get something for him. Absolutely. He's probably not going to see the field unless it's a disaster. And I don't even I really didn't like him last year. Like, coming into last year, I wasn't a big fan of his. But after watching Taylor Heineke all year, I was like, yeah, we could probably use Kyle Allen in here a little bit.
And keep in mind,
he can make NFL throws consistently. So
yeah, NFL arm at least. And he wasn't really healthy all year last year either. He had that ankle problem that was bothering him in the quarter and a half or whatever it was that we saw him actually play in. He was not moving right. I'm going to be in the minority here. I would totally bring him back. I'd rather him come back and just be a pure backup than a Heineke who, especially, and hear me out because I know that sounds crazy, but number one, like Eric said, he can make NFL throws, at least the majority of them. Number 2, if we get a rookie, I don't want Taylor Heineke as the backup because I don't want fans with this hyperbole about Taylor Heineke going crazy. The rookie makes a bad throw. Oh, see, put Heineke in. Why we got this rookie? Get him out of here. Let's have Kyle Allen, who nobody likes, nobody's thinking about, and let the rookie develop. Now, if we get a veteran, then I don't really care that much. But I just don't want what's always happened to all of our quarterbacks to happen to the next quarterback of our franchise, where fans love the backup and don't give the rookie a chance if we go that route.
Yeah, you're going to hear it no matter what. If the rookie makes a bad throw, you're going to hear, why did we get rid of Heineke? So I like what Heineke brings as a backup because unlike Allen, he has shown that he can come off of the bench cold and make plays, and he could lead the team for a start or two. And really, Allen hasn't, when he's gotten the opportunity, he's like immediately gotten hurt or something bad has happened. So I'd rather have Heineke as the primary backup next year just because of he can come in cold and make plays.
I'm also open to bringing Colt McCoy back too. So,
Ellie, fans are going to be calling for the backup always. You got fans still talking about Kirk Cousins and Colt McCoy and RG3, like guys that haven't even been here years. So it's only natural. So our only hope is that whoever we do get, they play well, so that we don't even hear any of that noise.
That's the hope. But with the rookie, especially, it's up and down. And who's still talking about RG3? RG3.
Yeah.
He's always talking about it.
That's the constant. That'll never not happen.
Joey Sly is also a free agent. Sign him day one.
Oh, yeah.
Make him the first free agent we signed. He was a very consistent kicker. Big
5-year deal.
Give him 33-year deal for all I care.
Get him on a stretching plan, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loosen up those hammies because he didn't cut it last year. All right. Troy Abkey, Brian, what are you doing here?
I would have already let him go last year. this year, absolutely let him go. He serves zero purpose. This whole notion that he is some kind of special teams ace is a fallacy. It's something that Ron Rivera created because of his favorite term, position flex. And this is something I was thinking about the other day. Ron likes guys who have this position flex. They can play multiple positions. They may not even actually be good at one position, but just because they can play multiple positions, he likes them. It's a reason why Jimmy Moreland's not here. Jimmy Moreland could only play slot corner. He couldn't play safety. He can't play on the outside. That's all he could do is slot, so he's not here. It's a reason why Bobby McCain is here because he can play so many positions, corner, safety. He doesn't play any of them particularly well, but that's why he's here. So Troy Abkey, unfortunately, the team will probably sign him back here. He'll probably be here for a while, but he serves no purpose. He has zero impact, and he doesn't do anything well, not even special teams, which he's supposed to be good at.
So what do you really think, though? Don't beat around the bush, Brian.
Well, in that case, no, I mean, no, there are better players out there we can go get. You're talking about a bottom of the roster guy, like, I don't even see any kind of discussion about it. But the way Rivera likes these types of guys, he'll probably be here.
And you're right. Moreland could not play safety or corner, but neither could Troy Abkey.
Troy Abkey is an absolute, like you look at somebody like Cam Sims that we were talking about, or DeAndre Carter, where they were special teamers, but they can get in and actually make something good happen when they get a chance. Like Troy Abkey, like if he's on the field, nobody's excited except the opposing quarterback because that's where he's going. I mean, he's just not shown that he can do anything right on defense.
That's right.
That guy has
for 3 years, $23 million.
right. Fully guaranteed.
Yeah,
that guy, he has Tyreek Hill's speed and just the talent of a rock. I mean, that guy, geez, he's so fast, but you get so little productivity out of his speed. It's unreal. All right, Eric, finish us up. Tim Settle.
I really like Tim Settle. I would make an offer to bring Tim Settle back, especially since I think Daron Payne is getting traded this offseason. Tim Settle is he could start for probably half the teams in the league. He's a very talented defensive player, and I think he's going to get really good offers. So I think if we keep him, we'll probably have to pay him a little bit. But I would bring him back because I think that you need as much talent as you can on that defensive line, and he is a very good, especially rotational player. But he could easily be a starter. So yeah, I would definitely bring Tim Settle back. I just don't think he's going to come back. I think he's going to get a better offer elsewhere. He'll get guaranteed playing time.
Yeah, there's no player I've been more disappointed in the lack of opportunities that we've gotten to see him as Tim Settle, and I understand why, because we have first round picks on the D line, but I don't think we even got to scratch the surface of his talent with us. And maybe that's just, again, hometown favoritism, but I felt like he could really play. And I think he's really going to
he was always active. I mean, when he's in the game, he's around the ball, he's making plays. So, I don't think it's Ashburn syndrome with him at all. I think he's a legit talented player that just kind of fell out of the rotation because of the numbers game. I would love to see him back with the team next year because I liked him coming out, and I've liked him the whole time he's been here. I just think he's going to get a better job somewhere else with more playing time, which he deserves.
He absolutely does, yeah.
What's weird with Settle is it's not even like Jonathan Allen or Daron Payne play 90% of the snaps. They're averaging like 30 plays, 40 plays. And it's like, well, get a better rotation so we can see some more of Tim Settle. Like, I don't know if that falls on Sam Mills or if that's on Del Rio, but yeah, he's got to be used more. You guys are right. He needs more opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. So we decided about 46% of the free agents we want to keep of our own guys. Brian, which of the free agents we talked about, the 15, and there's 23 total, but we talked about 15. Yeah. Which one free agent, if you could only keep one, would you make sure we held on to?
So I would say J.D. Mckissick. As much as I love the offensive line and I would like to go with Cornelius Lucas, it was evident when J.D. Mckissick went down, our offense came to a dead stop. Like, we could not do anything. There were zero explosive plays. I mean, we couldn't figure out a way to get the ball to Terry. That was our only kind of big play guy. I mean, I know I've said it before, but Mckissick, I mean, he can take a check down and turn it into a touchdown, into a big explosive play. So yeah, I would have to go with that guy until like we, find other ways to kind of generate offense. Yeah, we need to bring him back. So he would be the guy I'd say number one.
Okay, same question for you, Eric.
Well, since you took Mckissick, I'm going to have to go with Troy Abkey. No, yeah, with Mckissick off the board, honestly, Joey Sly, reliable kicker. If he can continue to be that guy, I think, after, obviously I would pick Mckissick first, but if I'm going, different, Sly is probably the most impactful player on that list.
That's exactly where I was going to go. I'm indifferent about everybody else. I mean, we've identified guys that I think would be cool if we kept. I don't think we're a significantly worse team if we lost anybody besides Mckissick and Sly on the list that we covered. And I'm excluding Settle because I don't think we have that choice. Like Eric said, I think he's out of here, and that's just kind of what it is. All right. We covered free agency in terms of our free agents that we're losing. I got a couple of trivia questions for you guys. I'm going to take you back to 1997. So this is right in Eric's wheelhouse.
97. That was my prime.
Brian, I'm going to start out with you. Who was the head coach in 1997 of the Washington Redskins?
Was that Norv Turner?
It was Norv Turner indeed. Good job. Eric.
I met Norv once.
Did you? Where at?
So my high school, we were excellent at football. So my junior and senior year, we went to the state championship. The state championship was at James Madison University. So back then, Madison had AstroTurf. They had a turf field. The only turf field in the area was Redskins practice facility. So we were able to go to Redskins Park and practice on their turf field for the state championship game. And Norv Turner came out and gave us a pep talk, and it was the most lukewarm, terrible pep talk ever, and we lost the game. So it's part of the reason why I don't like Scott Turner, because of his dad. Because it was the worst pep talk ever. And he's very short. He's not a very tall guy at all. He's
really,
yeah, he's like 5'8", 5'9". He's not tall. He's not a tall guy.
You want some trivia?
Yeah.
The JMU turf field. I ran a 4.55 40 on that turf field.
Whoa,
this guy.
Whoa,
4.55 40 on that field.
Nice.
Almost Troy Abkey levels.
Almost not even close, Troy Abkey. I ran a legit 4.5 on that field. Well, it rounded up to 4.6, but whatever.
We'll take it.
Eric, thing.
Who was the general manager in 1997?
Oh, Casserly.
Who was the assistant general manager in 1997? Dang it. Okay. Brian.
That was like the entire decade. Mitchell was there forever. Yeah.
That's fair. Brian, who was the quarterback's coach?
Robisky?
No. Wide receivers.
Oh. Eric, do you know?
Quarterback coach. Was it Ernie Zampese?
It was not. I stumped him for the first time today. It was Mike Martz.
Mike Martz.
Really?
Yeah, Martz.
Wow.
Brian, who was the running backs coach in 1997?
You mean it's not Randy Jordan?
It is not.
Wasn't Bobby Jordan either. Or Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I have no idea. That Randy Jordan. I'll go with that. I have no idea.
Was it Biner?
No, it was Bobby Jackson was a running backs coach.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna come back to Brian with this one.
We had Biner. We had Biner for a couple of years. Was that under Gibbs?
That was not in 1997. That's
I don't know why I asked you that.
I know that much.
Yeah.
Brian, come back to you. Who was the wide receivers coach?
Terry Robisky.
Yeah, Derek, tight ends coach was who?
Was it Wisenhunt?
No, Mike Pope. I don't know who that is.
Mike Tice was the tight ends coach for a while too.
Not in 1997.
I don't think he was actually a tight end for the Redskins. He wasn't actually a coach here, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Brian, offensive line coach.
In 97?
Yeah. Look at him looking back like he's going to actually remember.
Yeah. I have no idea. Chris Forrester. I have no idea.
Wasn't it Russ Grimm in 97?
It was Russ Grimm. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
All right, Eric. I got a nice, easy one for you. Defensive coordinator, 1997.
Mike Nolan?
Yes.
There was. Okay, yeah.
Brian, defensive line coach. Who was it?
Let's see. No clue.
Jim
Eric?
Marshall.
No, Earl Leggett, whoever that guy is. Yes. All right. Eric, this is yours as well. Linebackers coach.
Linebackers coach, 1997. Somebody I've heard of? You don't know. Somebody you've heard of?
No.
Okay. That narrows it down to approximately everyone. Linebackers coach in 97. Let's go. Yeah, I don't even know. Pepper Johnson.
Dale Lindsey. Dale Lindsey.
That's not a real name.
That's a real name.
This is the whitest name I can think of.
Brian, defensive backs coach. I know you're not.
Dale Lindsey eats at Red Lobster regularly.
Ken Wright.
You're making up names. It was Tom Hayes. Tom Hayes. Eric, our defensive assistant that year was who?
I have no idea. Our defensive assistant. It's not even a real job, is it? Defensive assistant. Bill Belichick.
Lay Charles McDaniel.
He was he was the worst special teams coach we ever had. He had the Urkel glasses. I remember that guy. He did. Look him up. He had like the Steve Urkel glasses, the big square.
Wait, who was it? LaCharles who?
McDaniel. He ended up being the special teams coordinator and was just like, it was hard. It was like what the 49ers had or the Packers had this year. It was so bad.
All right, so I got a tiebreaker. You guys aren't really tied, but this next question takes it all.
Give it to Eric. There's no tiebreaker.
Next question takes it all. Who was the strength and conditioning coach?
Strength and conditioning coach.
Yep.
Bubba Tyer. It's not right. He was the retired trainer, but strength and conditioning. Lou Ferrigno.
Nope. Brian, you gonna hazard a guess?
John Fossil.
Dan Riley. Of course,
Yeah.
we're also familiar with that guy. All right.
You know he hangs out with Dale Lindsey.
Their best friend. All right. On our way out, Brian, any last thoughts about free agency?
Yeah. I want to see this aggressive stuff that Rivera's been talking about. He's been interviews and articles. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to take a big swing. Well, we've got a couple more weeks. It's time to show it. I want to see what this aggressive swing at quarterback is going to look like. And then if you miss, what's plan B?
Yeah. Eric, what do you guys say to people?
Underwhelmed in free agency this year.
Prepare to be underwhelmed.
We're getting our hopes up. We're going to end up with Nick Foles or somebody.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's going to be.
No.
I just don't see us landing one of the big fish, at least in free agency. Maybe we trade up in the draft and get somebody, but I don't see it. I don't see it coming in free agency as much as I would love to. I'd love to be wrong, but I don't see it. I think we sign a mid-tier guy to trade for Kirk Cousins.
Oh, God. Okay. No, not going to let that happen. Not with my Commanders. All right. My parting thoughts. Just thank you guys for listening and checking us out on YouTube and the audio platforms. Shout out to everybody on social media that rocks with us. Brian, what's your Twitter handle?
Twitter handle is Mr. Who with 2 O's 1. So hit me up there, Mr. Who 1. Let me know what's going on.
Eric, what's your social media? Oh, your Twitter, I should say.
At ETROD42.
Yes.
I probably won't check it, but feel free.
Tag them if you want.
Wait, you got to tell everybody about the secret podcast that we did last week about the free agent quarterbacks. You and Eric talk about all the free agent quarterbacks. I guest appearance for 3 minutes because of my crappy computer.
That was good stuff.
Yeah. So go check out the secret podcast that we did. It's only available on the audio platform. Google, Spotify, Apple, wherever you guys get podcasts from.
And we set up a GoFundMe for Brian to upgrade from his Commodore 64.
Exactly.
That's right. But yeah, we'll be back next week. We might have some special stuff coming out if anything breaks. But until then, people, we will see you, or you can hear us later. Thanks for checking us out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you got to do to let people know that you rock with us, because we rock with you. We are out of here.